Alright, hi everyone. Zero here again. Alright, so back to this stuff. So if you remember last time in the last video, I made, I made this one first, and then I tried going to sleep, and then I couldn't sleep because I knew that I could do it better, so then I made this one. And so what this is doing is memory using command blocks. We've got the write, so that's your bit block right there, so it writes everything. And then if we want to set it to that, then we write it, and it goes there. And then we've got propagation this way, we've got propagation this way. And even if you turn that off, we still have propagation that way. So, what I said that I was going to do for the next video is figure out how to address all of this while keeping it within this form factor. And yes, that way it's all stackable. And yeah, I managed to figure it out. It took me a couple of hours, maybe? Kinda. So, I know that this over here, this was using 6 bits of addressing, so we got 6 different bits here. But to keep it more in line with like really basic processors, because I mean that's kind of the whole purpose of this, is to make a processor within Minecraft. I switched it up to 8 bits for addressing. And then we're going to have 8 bits for addressing, 8 bits for information, whatever. And then I can use the same coding scheme, I guess, that they use for normal processors. So that way it's as similar as possible. Okay, so once again, this is all using command blocks here. And what I had a hard time trying to figure out is how do I get the data on all of these lines here, because this is all of your addressing lines, to turn off and on this based on if you want to like read or write to it. And it took me a while, but after a little bit of research, I found out that you cannot check, well, you can, but it's not viable for this, whether or not the redstone is on. You can check to see like what level it is, like of power, so like from 0 to 15, I think. But then I found out that these redstone lamps, they're actually 2 different blocks. The first one, let me write this in for you. This is a lit redstone lamp. Sorry, I've got my microphone kind of in the way here. There we go. All right. So we have this one, and then when it's off, it becomes this one. So that's real easy to check. Just do like a check for block, and then you can check for one or check for the other. And it's really simple. And so that's what it did. So each of these, and then redstone lamps, you can actually run redstone across them as well, which is awesome. So, and then I kind of put these gold and diamond blocks to kind of show you like what memory they all go to, right? So like this gold line here, this is where it checks for the ones or the zeros, and then over here along this line, ones or zeros, and then this line, ones or zeros. And it goes on, the whole thing. And another cool thing about going with this thing being 3 blocks wide, well, 4 for cloning, but you know what I mean. We can actually go through 4 memory locations. So like from where we start here all the way down here, we can go through 4 before we need to like refresh the signal. And what's really cool is that, okay, I'll show you this real quick. So if we turn this on, then this last signal here is actually dead. So exactly when we need to refresh the signal is exactly the longest length that we can have on the signal. So for efficiency, that's pretty awesome. Okay, so now I have these glass blocks here. If the data that we're looking for over here is a 0, then it's glass. And then if it's like a 1, then it'll be coal. So it'll be like opaque black or clear black. That way you can look along the lines here, and it's really easy to see what kind of data you've got in here. So the code then, well, hold on, let me do this first. Okay, so we have our set or write, and we have our enable or read, right? So another issue that I was having is how do I get this signal to go over here onto this line without like putting the signal on this line too. So I ran some redstone down. Now I didn't want to do this because now this makes the right line a lot slower. So instead of taking 1 tick to go all the way down, it'll now take 4 ticks. But as I was thinking about it, writing takes more time than reading anyways, typically for most things. So I was kind of okay with this. But the only thing is that the memory that I had over there, this was the read and this was the write, so then I had to redo this memory over here just to kind of switch everything around. Okay, so this goes under here. This redstone repeater makes the signal skip this line here, and it goes over to here, and it just goes into here. And then, yeah, and then this one pulls directly off of the line, so now if we do either read or write, then it'll power this block here, which then powers this line. Now, what we're looking for inside here is we're testing a block 21 blocks down to that way. Yeah, so that way. To see if that is a redstone lamp. Now, to test for a redstone lamp means that you're testing for a 0. If this was a lit redstone lamp, that means that I'm testing for 1. So it's really, really, really easy to change these. And then everything is clonable, stackable, so I'm using a lot of reference. So like this is reference, not like actual numbers. And then what happens is I'm taking, if this proves true, so like if we do find what I'm looking for, like a 0, then what this is going to do is it's going to go 1 block up and then 1 block over to this block here, and it's going to put some redstone wire down. So, to see what that's going to be like, we can actually turn this one on. And that should, oh no, it's going to delete the signal anyways. Okay. But basically just try to watch, and you'll see how 1 redstone signal wasn't there. That's because it tested for the wrong one, right? So if I were to change this one to the closer one, do the same thing, you'll see that the redstone was missing over here. So the purpose of this is if we get all redstone to show up, which means that this found exactly what I was looking for, like the exact address for this memory location, then all of this will be redstone, and then this lamp here, or torch I should say, is going to send power all the way across here onto these here. So if any one of these is missing, this power won't go through and activate these. So that's how you get your addressing to work. And then all this is doing is this is checking to see whether the read or the write is enabled. So, so like if you clicked on, let's see, 13, this is the farthest one down, which I think was the read. So if the read is enabled, so we're testing for this block 13 blocks down, which is that redstone lamp right over there. We're seeing if that's a 1. If it is a 1, then we're going to set a redstone block up in front of this here, or that one there. One of those two. I think it's this one. And then that's all it does. So if the read is not enabled, then this won't be successful, this won't run, and then you won't get the redstone there. But because I have the redstone going across both of these, it's also testing to see if the right one. So that would be this torch here, just on the other side of the redstone, or sorry, lamp, just on the other side of the redstone torch. It's checking to see if that one is a 1. Now, if that one is a 1, then it'll run through here and it'll set a redstone block up on in front of this one, or in front of this redstone right here. So then that's how you get these to activate and to send the signal through. And then over here, once this signal all goes over here, we need to make sure that we don't keep redstone out on here, because that can cause issues later on. I had initially left it so that way the redstone would just stay here, but then after thinking about it for a little bit and doing a couple of tests, I found out that if, let's say that I run this all the way through, so this is all redstone, this one is not, and then I turn all of those off and then turn this one on, like that last one, then it'll put redstone here, which will then send redstone all the way across here, which is false, which is what you don't want to do, because then you're not on the right location, address, whatever. Okay, so what this is doing is this is changing everywhere where the redstone is going to go, which is all of these locations, to air. So basically it just deletes them. And then what this one is doing, because we don't want these redstone blocks that we put up here to stay there, this one will actually delete them out of there. So that's what those two do. Alright, so that is pretty much how this whole thing works. So we'll just test it out real quick, just to make sure that it works. Alright, let's see. So we'll put that there, and then we'll put this here. Now we're watching for the propagation across here, so as soon as I place this here, this should turn into redstone, which it does. So when your data is set over here and it goes through, that just makes sure that it goes all the way through and does all that stuff. Okay, so now our bit block, which is this one right here, is still, at nothing, stored at a 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to write, which is going to be the set, and then you can... What happened? It didn't work. Okay. What am I doing wrong? So that's going through there. Oh, duh. I'm not addressed to the right place. See? It works. Yay. Okay. So now we've got all zeros, which is what this is looking for. So now we're going to write. There we go. That bit block changed to a redstone block. And now we're going to change our data in to a 0. And once again, we've got the propagation going over there. So it turns off all the signal going that way. Our bit block is still at redstone, or a 1, I should say. So now we're going to take and read what is in that bit block there on this address, and then it'll send that down the data line to be collected elsewhere. So then we get this, and then it sends the signal down there, and because of the propagation going through here, as soon as this one shows up, then it shows up all the way down, and that's how you get that one all the way out. Okay, so now we're going to write that 0 in the data in onto the bit block. There we go. And now the read is still there, which is what it's supposed to be doing. Now we're going to overwrite that, and now we get a 0. So that is addressing. Now this will all fit within this same form factor here. So, and then this will also be not anywhere near as wide as all that. Yeah, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different bits or addresses over here, and then we're going to be cutting off 2 blocks each, because when we clone it's going to be 4 blocks wide. So that'll cut off 16. So this is this, and this. So it'll 16. Yeah. So from right here on will be gone. So our entire, if I were to make this 8 blocks, will only be up to there. There. So from the first black one over here all the way to here, and that's it. So we're cutting off all of that extra space, which is thousands of blocks, which is awesome. Okay, and then we're also going to be I think we're going to be 1 block smaller as well. So then we'll cut off 8 blocks from here, so then this thing will be only up to here tall. And then, so if we were to go over here, so 12, so from right here, this will be the top corner of the new one, and it will still have all the same memory as that. So, pretty exciting. Alright, so, yeah, hold on, I'm going to see what the time is real quick, so I'll be right back. Alright, we are at about 14 minutes, so I think we have enough time to do some cloning. Alright, so we have all of this the same, and then these are going to be the lowest positions for each of these. So all I should have to do is take the highest position here. Actually, do I want that one or do I want the other one? No, that'll be fine. Okay. So clone from here, and we don't need these. Then we're going to clone 2 here. And then we're going to, so that just encapsulated, this whole area here. So that's what the first 2 sets of data is. And then the last one is going to be where you want it to be cloned to. So that just moves everything over. And now what we're going to do is we're going to fill from here to here with diamond block. Actually, it's supposed to be replaced, right? Or would that be a clone command? No, I think that would be a fill command. I'm forgetting. Let's see, Minecraft diamond block. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Right. So we need this to be a 0, and then it goes. There we go. Okay. So now we want to replace the gold block. And then there we go. So we just changed all the gold to diamond. Alright, now we need to set this one to the next memory location. So we're going to take this one here and we're going to test for a lit redstone lamp, just like that. And then, so that way I know what the hell I'm doing. Coal, where are you? There we go. I like coal because it seems to be like the darkest block, like apart from wool, but I don't really like using wool. Okay, so we're gonna take this guy, and then this is, so from here we're looking for all zeros. For this one we're looking for ones. So if we were to turn this one on, and we read, that should set a redstone block over there. It didn't do it. Why didn't it do it? Hang on. Oh, that's why. Because I need that on there. Okay. Try it again. Okay, so we should get a redstone block over there, and we do. And then we'll go over here, we should get the other redstone block, which we do. So that one, and then that one. There we go. Buttons, man. Kind of screwy. Alright, now we need to copy or clone from here probably to here. No. There we go. Okay. I'm cloning 2 here. Okay, and then we need to put this right here, I believe. There we go. Now we need to make sure that we get propagation, which we should. There we go, propagation. We like propagation. All right. Now we're going to test this one just to make sure this one works. And then if both of these work the way that they're supposed to, first let's put some data in here. Okay. Now we are going to write to the second one. So you'll see that data bit right over there turn to a redstone block. There we go. Wait, hold on. Did that activate both? Oh no, okay. I thought that both that one and that one got replaced with redstone, but it was just the one that was in front, like towards me. So now we're going to write to this, the first one as well, because I can. There we go. And now we're going to change our data to 0. Now we're going to rewrite or overwrite the second one. There we go. And then we're going to go and rewrite the first one. There we go. Okay. So this has been a successful test. So this should be good to go. I'm going to go and build it up the rest of the way because I'm doing 8. Oh, yeah, it's going to be a lot. I'm doing 8 bits of addressing. So that means that I'm going to have 256 memory locations. So, yeah. That's going to be a lot. So 8 tall by 8 wide. Wait, no. because this is 6, so this is actually going to be quadruple what this can store, and it won't be that much bigger. A little bit taller, a little bit longer, and then yeah. So this should be kind of fun. So there you have it. Video I think is running kind of long. So we have our command block memory, we have our command block addressing, and then we switched everything up to 8 bits of addressing, so we're going to have just a shit ton of stuff. And yeah, so hope you enjoyed the video. I will make another one when I get all this thing built up and stuff. And then I'm going to start trying to build the rest of the processor. And that'll be interesting. So, hope you enjoyed it. If you did, like. If you want to see more stuff like this, subscribe. That way you'll be notified whenever I set up a new video. And yeah, I'm kind of hungry. I think I'm going to go get lunch now. Yeah. Alright. I will see you next time. Bye.